Britain has a big problem. Only the Americans are getting fatter than we are, faster than we are. You're 18 stone 9.
God.
Just under 19 stone.
Wow.
Though obsessed with our waistlines, for some, huge weight gain is a complete mystery.
I don't think I eat enough to warrant this size.
I've got friends who eat same as me and they're like matchsticks.
I don't think it's fair that I am the weight I am for what I eat.
But how many of us are in denial about what we eat?
Hi, can I place an order, please?
And hide the extent of our scoffing from our families and ourselves. Are we a nation of secret eaters? It's time for a big, fat reality check. Using secret cameras and private investigators,
OK, they're on the move.
we're going undercover across the UK to find out what Brits are really putting away. And we'll be laying traps to prove just how easy it is for all of us to succumb to secret eating.
Hello, fancy a hot dog?
Yes, why not?
Will what we uncover in our surveillance
Oh my God.
hold the answers?
I feel a bit sick.
Because if you want to lose weight, you really need to know the truth about how you're putting it on.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, I am so hungry!
It's hideous, absolutely hideous.
I'm on my way to meet sisters Lauren and Stephanie Spearman from Essex. No one likes putting on weight, no matter what size you are. And these siblings have put on 4 stone between them in just 2 years. 28-year-old Lauren has no idea why she keeps getting bigger.
I don't really understand why I can't control my weight, because I'm a real planner when it comes to food. I'll always cook from scratch. Generally, I just cook loads of stir fries, lots of noodles and rice.
Younger sister Stephanie is puzzled how she's gone up 2 dress sizes.
I can't see where I'm eating the calories, because it's not like I'm eating a lot of food. Like, my mum does really lovely dinners in the evening, and they're not massive portions. We'll eat salads. At lunch, I'll do like tuna wraps. I should be seeing some kind of weight loss.
They have now tipped into the overweight category, and I want to find out where they may be going wrong.
Hello, are you Lauren?
Yes, I am.
Hello, Lauren, I'm Anna.
Nice to meet you.
Explain to me, what is going on?
I don't think you have to be like 5 stone overweight to be worried about your size. I think, you know, sometimes it is an extra stone and then you're not so conscious of it all the time.
So what are you doing about food then, Lauren? Are you very aware of your food?
Yeah, massively. I plan everything I eat.
It's not just the food Lauren keeps an eye on, it's her drinks too.
I don't drink fizzy drinks. I don't drink tea or coffee. In terms of alcohol, maybe once a week. All I drink is water.
She is even training for the London Marathon and runs 20 miles a week.
I've been training for about a month now and I don't even think I've lost a pound. Surely, like, all this exercise has got to be doing something.
What would you like to be ideally?
I'd like to be a size 12. I'm like 16 at the moment.
So, Stephanie, have you struggled with your weight like your sister?
Yeah, Mum sort of, when I left sort of like college and started going into work, that I've just sort of gone up.
Do you cook for yourself?
No.
So you're not
My
cooking?
cooking is putting something in the oven for like 20 minutes.
Okay, so you're a convenience queen?
Yeah, it's just because like where like my shift works and things like that, and I don't really like eat breakfast normally as well either.
All right. Well, I mean, you know, you can still be healthy and eat convenience food, so you're not that aware of what you're eating.
No.
23-year-old Stephanie's battle with the bulge is affecting her self-esteem.
I do have sort of confidence issues. I will try to cover up with like big cardigans. If I carry on going the way I am in the future, I'll end up getting like really big and overweight, and I don't want that.
There was a point where you were like really tiny and she was wearing like tiny little skirts and I was like, oh, she looks amazing, and she was like, you had so much more confidence.
Okay, where would you like to get to?
I'd like to be a 10, but pushing probably for a 12.
I know you're super aware of how much you weigh, but I am going to weigh you anyway. Lauren, on you get. You are 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. You're 12 stone 9.
That's rubbish.
Lauren's ideal weight should be around 10 stone. Don't worry, because we can absolutely 100% help you with that. Stephanie, get on. And as Stephanie is taller, her ideal weight is around 10.5 stone. You're 12 stone 6.
Obviously not good. I'm not happy.
Lauren and Stephanie have agreed to let us monitor their every mouthful for 5 days to get a true picture of what they really eat. I need you to reassure me, really, that over the next week that we're watching you at home, that you're going to eat normally. Yes?
Yeah.
Is it a deal?
Deal.
Yeah.
To get an idea of what they think they eat, we asked Lauren and Stephanie to complete a food diary for a week. Lauren recorded eating, on average, about 1,500 calories a day, including lots of healthy salad. Younger sister Stephanie listed eating 2,100 calories a day, including mum's home-cooked meals. Will our surveillance tally with their diaries, or will we discover discrepancies between what they believe they eat and what they actually eat? Even their parents are confused.
What we do tend to see sometimes is when Stephanie has emptied her car out, we then see perhaps the wrappers of things that she's probably eaten while she's been at work.
With the cameras rolling for the next 5 days in both Essex and Lauren's flat in London, 2 top private investigators, Cameron Gowlett and Duncan Mee, poised to track them wherever they go, we'll see if Lauren and Stephanie are secret eaters. Are they hiding the truth about what they eat from each other and themselves? It's 6:30 a.m. and PI Duncan is on the tail of younger sister Stephanie as she sets off for work. Within minutes, she pulls into a petrol station.
There she is.
But fasten your seatbelts, as Duncan is quick out of the blocks to find out if she's planning on fueling her stomach. And he gets a bird's eye view as he's standing right behind her.
Well, Stephanie's bought herself a large sausage roll in there.
Well, at least she's eating something for breakfast. 1 in 3 of us Brits skip the most important meal of the day, but studies show that only means you're tempted to tuck into more fatty food later. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt this time, Stephanie. In London, PI Cameron has spent the day keeping tabs on advertising sales manager Lauren. We've even put a hidden camera at her desk to record any evidence. But there's nothing to report here. As Lauren heads for home, she pops into a local supermarket, unaware our PI is keeping a close eye on her every move. Cameron is doing everything he can to avoid suspicion, although he looks a bit shifty to me. Is she about to cram any secret snacks into her shopping basket?
Lauren bought 2 packets of prawns, a packet of sushi and some green beans.
I guess not. There is nothing suspicious there. But rest assured, we'll be watching these sisters like hawks to try to find out why they keep piling on the pounds. But they're not the only ones we're keeping an eye on. To show what questionable food choices we're all capable of, we've placed temptation in some unlikely locations. This week, our hidden cameras are in a high street in Sutton.
Hi, would you like to try some free samples today?
We're a nation of chocolate lovers, but is it true that everything tastes better with chocolate? We've decided to find out. We're inviting shoppers to tantalise their taste buds with something savoury but sweet, naughty but nice, chocolate-covered vegetables.
Did you want to come and try try some, madam? Can't tempt you. Why not? Come back.
It seems these 5 a day aren't tempting anybody.
Are those radishes?
Yeah. And we've got cauliflower, corn and beans.
Finally, someone that's willing.
No?
Not for you, sir? How about you, madam?
Oh, no.
No?
It's disgusting.
Really?
I didn't like the taste. It was horrible.
So, out of the 48 people we surveyed, how many melted for our chocolate-covered vegetables and enjoyed eating them? 15? 25? Or 35 people? Will it be chocolate heaven or bittersweet hell? Join us later to find out the results.
Hey there, would you like to try some chocolate-covered vegetables?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Like 37% of the UK, these sisters from Essex are overweight and getting heavier. Retail sales manager Stephanie is heading straight to XX hell, while older sister Lauren is racking up more numbers around her waistline than on her sales chart.
I don't really understand why I can't control my weight.
It's not a massive problem yet, but they want to get to the bottom of why they're piling on the pounds before they end up becoming obese. They agreed to go under round-the-clock surveillance for 5 days. Do they eat more than they realise?
A couple of packets of crisps, a microwavable burger, 3 bottles of pop. Not exactly a health kick.
Lauren and Stephanie now think their time of being watched is over. As far as they're concerned, they're on their way to meet our dietitian for a chat at this London cafe. This is not strictly the case. Sorry, Lauren and Stephanie, but this innocent-looking eatery is in fact a set that's been rigged with cameras. Even the customers are actors who are in on the sting. Lauren and Stephanie are still under the impression that theirs is a normal, healthy diet and their weight gain a mystery. But that's about to change. Concealed behind a wall in the cafe is our instant room, containing all the evidence of what we saw them eating.
So the girls have arrived in our pretend cafe and they're on the other side of this fake wall here. We're about to split open those doors to reveal the instant room that we're in. They have got absolutely no idea what is about to happen.
Lauren and Stephanie are about to be served up a cold plate of reality, and what better way to catch them off their guard than with their mouths full. Surprise! Hello, girls. Look at you two tucking into sausage rolls already.
I just said this is probably the worst thing we're going to be.
In you come. Come on, ladies.
Oh, my God.
This is your incident room. Stephanie, this is a mere snapshot of what you have been eating all week. Lauren, this is just a little snapshot of what you've had. Over here, we've got our tracker board, where our private investigators have been following you everywhere you've been.
Oh, my God. Wow, that's really freaky.
Lauren is first up to the plate. She's training for the London Marathon and so far hasn't lost a pound.
Surely, like, all this exercise has got to be doing something.
Now, Lauren, you are super fit, but it is also fair to say that you've been quite confused about why you're not losing weight.
Yeah.
Because generally, you eat quite healthily.
It's too bad.
Generally, it's not too bad. or is it? It's Saturday morning and Lauren is returning from a very impressive 2-hour run. So what does our health food fitness fanatic do to help replenish her lost energy? That's right, tuck into some chocolate biscuits.
don't do anything today, will you? Don't stress yourself out, nothing.
The biscuits might be out of sight and out of mind, but by lunchtime, the hunger pains are back. This doesn't look like the food she told me she eats.
Generally, I just cook loads of stir fries, lots of noodles and rice.
Well, all I can see is oodles of cheese and stacks of ham, topped off with a mountain of beans.
This is awful.
We asked Lynn Garton, our expert dietitian, to dissect a similar lunchtime snack to see how many calories it contains.
So in that portion of baked beans, there's around 160 calories. Then we've got some ham, and at this quantity, there is only around 30 calories. Now, cheese is an important source of calcium. You can see the fat coming out of that cheese as I squeeze it. That is over 400 calories. And finally, in this amount of bread, there's around 190 calories. This meal came to around 850 calories. You're going to need to run 6.5 miles to burn that off.
Not to sound too cheesy, but Lauren continues to run up the calories as she's soon grazing again. In the evening, our private investigators get wind Lauren is heading to a dinner party. So our quick-thinking PIs rig up her friend's house with hidden cameras to see what she wolfs down.
Oh my God!
It seems that whatever food and drink is on offer, she can't get enough of it. I don't know about running, this looks more like a marathon eating session.
Do you guys want dessert?
It'd be rude to turn it down.
Smell it.
As Lauren heads for home, Cameron swoops in to review the evidence.
Hi, Laura.
Hiya.
So, what did Lauren eat tonight?
Well, she started off by having, I think it's probably about 2.5 poppadoms, 1.5 naan bread, but quite a lot of kind of mango chutney put on them. Then for mains, we had homemade curry, sag paneer, Bombay potatoes, onion bhajis, and she had vegetable samosas as well. Then we had chocolate souffle
Okay.
for dessert, which went down very well. Oh, that's terrible.
So, Lauren, how far did you run on that day?
I ran 10 miles.
And how many calories did you burn?
Just over 1,200 calories.
Lynn, can you just tell Lauren how many calories she actually took in that day?
On that day, Lauren, you got through 4,200 calories. And that curry on its own came to around 2,000 calories. That's what an average woman needs in one day, and you had it in one meal.
I feel quite stupid, I think, to eat that much and then be coming on here going, what am I doing wrong? Of course I'm not going to lose weight if I'm eating double what I should be eating a day.
But the reason you're here, though, Lauren, in fairness to you, is you put your hand up and you went, I'm not sure where I'm going wrong.
Yeah.
So it's perfectly understandable. So are you thinking, well, I've done my 10 miles, so I can just go for it?
I must be, because looking at that, it's like I came back from my run and went, right, what can I have? Let's raid the kitchen, rather than think, am I actually hungry? There's no logic when you think I'm kind of really pushing myself in terms of exercise, but why don't I just put some of that into my eating? It's just stupid. I'm busting a gut, 3 or 4 times a week, running, and then just ruining it all. So I think that's, something for me to kind of take home and, think about.
Next to face the facts is younger sister Stephanie, who has crept up to her heaviest ever weight, 12 stone 6.
I mean, I can't see where I'm eating the calories because it's not like I'm eating a lot of food.
Stephanie, you're young and your weight is not a massive problem yet, and you have admitted that you like your convenience food.
Yeah, because it's a case of just putting it in the oven or the microwave that's my food done, move on.
Yeah, you really do grab and go. Let's have a look. Before she sets off for her late shift at work, Stephanie makes herself a spot of lunch, which is going to take all of 3 minutes. You just whack it in a microwave, don't you?
Yeah.
Mamma mia! And it doesn't take her much longer to whack it down her throat. With time of the essence, she dashes into work, but P.I. Duncan doesn't want to miss a pizza of the action, so makes sure he keeps her in sight. And with Stephanie's colleagues watching her every move inside the store, Duncan knows that any food that passes her lips will be reported straight back to him. And he doesn't have to wait long.
Got a text from our informer at Stephanie's work, who told us she had a microwavable burger, crisps and chocolate. And it's not a very healthy combination.
To see if Stephanie is planning any late-night food pit stops before she gets home, P.I. Duncan has sneakily rigged her car with hidden cameras to capture any evidence. Sound the secret eater's siren. Sneaky Stephanie gets caught out red-handed ordering a large burger and fries.
I really feel so bad.
So if Stephanie isn't sure where the calories are coming from, then this should open her eyes.
I didn't realise how much of my day is set up by convenience food.
Well, Stephanie, on that day, you got through 4,000 calories of fatty, sugary, salty, processed food.
Wow. 4,000. I can't believe how unhealthy I am. I've kind of realised now that that was a horrendous habit to have. Like, it's awful. And if I carry on with that habit again, I'm going to go to somewhere I really don't want to be.
Stephanie is a classic junk food junkie who eats convenient fast food as it's easy, quick and fits perfectly into her busy lifestyle. If this applies to you, here are a few tips. Plan your meals in advance to cut out the temptation of a quick fix. Also choose high-fibre foods like brown rice, vegetables and fruit, which will keep you feeling full for longer. But it's not just Lauren and Stephanie under surveillance. In London, we're covertly watching a group of people who think they're being filmed as part of a table tennis tournament. But what they don't know is we are in fact going to use them as guinea pigs in a snacking experiment conducted by chartered psychologist Dr. David Lewis.
The thing about snacking is that it takes about 20 minutes for your stomach to send a message up to the brain saying, I am full, I don't want to eat any more. Okay. And when you're sort of, in a sense, mindlessly snacking, you've got a great big bag of crisps in your hand and you're just dipping in and dipping in and dipping in.
Yeah.
Now, when you're actually going to be snacking from a smaller bag, you have what I call a pause point. You finish one bag, and so that's a pause. And that pause will give you a chance to think, do I actually really want to have this second bag?
Whereas if someone like me has a big bag like this, you just automatically keep going and there's no pause point.
Well, that's precisely right. And, of course, it doesn't just apply to crisps. It applies to any kind of eating you're doing.
So is the theory true that if you're forced to stop and think while snacking, you'll actually eat less? I think we need to stop them, David. They need to eat. We've separated the group into two teams and given them exactly the same amount of crisps. Team A will eat from large 100-gram bags, while Team B will munch from 25-gram packets, a quarter of the size. Who will eat more? So what results are you expecting to see?
What we would expect to find is that those given the smaller bags will eat considerably less than those who are given the big bag.
Well, this should be interesting, because table tennis or not, if there were bags of crisps lying around like this, I could get through them all. So it will be very interesting to see whether this pause point actually works. When it comes to gaining weight, if you don't know how you're putting it on, you won't know how to lose it. Over the last 5 days, we've been tracking 28-year-old Lauren and her younger sister Stephanie from Essex. They've asked us to help them solve the mystery of their weight gain before it spirals out of control. So far, we've discovered Stephanie survives on junk food and Lauren eats for 2 after exercising. But those aren't their only vices.
Now, Lauren, you work in London, you live in London, and it's fair to say that you socialise a lot.
Yeah, like 4 or 5 nights a week I'll be out.
Yeah. Boy, you are enjoying yourself.
It's 6:45 p.m. and PI Cameron cunningly spots Lauren heading into a restaurant.
OK, she's gone in, she's gone in.
Oh, my God.
With the coast clear, he hot-foots it in after her. To capture every morsel of food she puts into her mouth. Ah, pizza. Well, at least she's gone for a healthier version with all that extra salad. The vino seems to be going down well.
I've got the receipt from the restaurant. She had 3 large glasses of wine. She had 2 dough balls with some garlic butter and a pizza that kind of has a hole in the middle with some salad and dressing on it.
Oh, my God.
Another day means another night out for this girl from Essex. I wonder if she's thinking about what she's going to drink. Lauren told me she hardly touches alcohol.
In terms of alcohol, maybe once a week.
But it looks like she's in the drink with more wine. And there's more food on the menu too. After having her fill, Lauren climbs into a taxi. But what she doesn't know is our hidden camera's got there first.
Thank you.
And within minutes, she's already thinking of her next night out.
Hello, can I book a table for tomorrow evening for dinner, please?
This is one busy lady. When she gets back to her mum and dad's house, she still finds time for a nightcap.
I feel like if I don't eat because I've been drinking, I'll feel low. Are you drunk? What? Are you drunk? No, I'm not drunk, but I've had probably 2 glasses of wine and a couple of cocktails.
Yeah. God, that's terrible.
Lynn, just fill us in, because please don't tell me that we have to give up going out with our friends.
Of course not. But, Lauren, you might be interested to know that the meals that you ate out during surveillance came to around 1,500 calories just in the meals themselves, which is a lot, but it's not too bad if you don't do it too often. But then there's the alcohol. During surveillance, you drank every day, which came to 460 calories a day. That's the equivalent number of calories as you'd find in these 25 chocolate chip muffins over the course of the week in alcohol.
Oh, my God. You know, and I don't think of myself as a heavy drinker, but that, if you work it back like that, that's just disgusting, isn't it?
Well, if you just cut your alcohol by half, you could end up losing just under a stone in about 6 months.
When you put it like that, I mean, it's just like, why wouldn't I make those changes?
Lauren is a social sipper, a person who drinks on a regular basis without going to the extreme. Many people don't register calories they take in when they drink and eat out. Here are a few tips. Dilute your glass of wine and make it a spritzer. When you're out, avoid salty bar snacks, as they not only add more calories, but also make you thirsty, which can make you drink more. Alcohol can also increase your appetite, so prepare a healthy snack for when you get home to help avoid fast food binges. Earlier on, we started a scientific experiment with Dr. David Lewis. This group of people think they're being filmed as part of a table tennis tournament. But what they don't know is we're actually spying on them to look at their eating habits.
Is he on his 3rd bag?
I think he might well be.
A study claims that if you're forced to stop and think while you snack, you'll actually eat less.
Well, the idea is to give the brain a chance to catch up with what is happening in the stomach area. So you give yourself a chance to step back and reflect and think, do I actually want to have this second snack?
To test it out, we put the group into 2 teams and gave them exactly the same amount of crisps. Team A have been scoffing from large bags, while Team B have been munching from bags quarter of the size.
Oh, look at that.
He's really guzzling them.
He's been pouring them in. So who ate the most? With the covert experiment over, it's time to come clean to our budding table tennis stars.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you very much indeed for coming down here today and showing us your expert ping pong skills, your table tennis skills. And the thing is, we weren't remotely interested in what you were actually doing on the table tennis tables. You were actually taking part in a secret eater's eating experiment. OK. What we were trying to test is the theory that if you create a pause, a forced pause in your eating, then you will, in fact, eat less. David, can you reveal the results?
I certainly can, Anna. Well, this is the results from the group who had the small packets. They had 25 grams of crisps in them, and they ate a total of 371 grams.
This means the team who ate from the small packets averaged 235 calories each.
Now, this is what the team with the 100-gram bags had. And they ate in total 611 grams.
The big bag eaters wolfed down on average 377 calories each. That's over 140 calories extra.
You lot.
Quite a big difference.
You really went for it.
I would never have eaten the equivalent in small bags that I ate from the big bags. I had about 2/3 of a big bag, which is about 3 small bags.
Maybe if I did have a smaller bags, I wouldn't want to keep opening new packets. So it does make sense. Having that big packet, I did just want to finish it.
Science proved.
Yes, science proved actually a very convincing demonstration of the importance of putting pause points into your snacking.
So apart from crisps, what other tips can you help us with in terms of losing weight?
I think the first thing is, sharing bags. You're supposed to share them. So do so, don't scoff the lot. And I suppose the final thing I would say, try and choose snacks which are individually wrapped, because they have a kind of a built-in pause point.
It's younger sister Stephanie's turn to be back in the spotlight.
Right, Stephanie. Now, you're young. Look at you going, I'm not as bad as you. Or are you? Let's have a look.
Stephanie lives at home with her parents, and Mum has been busy making tonight's dinner. At 4:30 p.m, Stephanie arrives home from work.
We're serious, you know.
And it seems her tummy is already rumbling.
So do you want me to have a chapati dinner tonight? Well, I just need to do some vegetables with it.
Are you playing her?
Did you not like her?
Like her? No, I don't know her.
I've got some
You don't know
sprouts.
her. You haven't seen her for 60 years.
I liked her.
She wasn't even listening to me.
Now, she did tell me she enjoys her mum's home-cooked food.
My mum does really lovely dinners in the evening, and they're not massive portions. I should be seeing some kind of weight loss.
But to lose weight, you have to stop snacking. 40 minutes later, she's back foraging in the treat cupboard.
Is this after your meal?
Yeah.
The chocolate bar doesn't seem to have done the trick, as half an hour later, she's back for more. Maybe these biscuits will do the job. Had enough yet? Clearly not. Even Mum thinks Stephanie's taken the biscuit.
Oh, we're eating again, are we?
I don't know about eating again. She's hardly stopped.
I can't believe how much just bad food I eat. I honestly thought it was only a little bit. But that is a lot.
You did have a portion of your mum's really lovely home-cooked shepherd's pie with some sprouts and some veg. So, Lynn, just in her mum's meal alone, how many calories did she take in?
Around 400 calories. Not bad.
Which is really good for an evening meal. How much did she actually take in terms of her snacking?
615 calories.
So you're taking in more calories with your snacking than you took in with your mum's really healthy meal. So what impact is that going to have on Stephanie's waistline?
Well, if you cut down by 500 calories a day by cutting down on the snacks and choosing healthier alternatives, you could lose about a stone in around 3 months.
Wow. To lose a stone in over 3 months.
By not really doing anything.
Yeah, just by cutting out a couple of chocolate bars.
Now that all the evidence has been presented to Lauren and Stephanie, it's time to find out the difference between what they think they eat and what they actually eat.
Stephanie, from your food diary, you said you were eating around 2,100 calories a day. During surveillance, what you actually ate was around 3,000 calories a day. If you continue to eat like you're doing, you will end up putting on around 2 stone in 6 months.
Oh. God, that's a lot of weight.
Well, Lauren, from your food diary, you said you were eating around 1,500 calories a day. During surveillance, you were actually eating more than double that, 3,200 calories a day. Now that's 1,200 calories more than the average woman, and if you needed to burn that up, you'd have to run 10 miles every day.
God, that's such a drastic difference in what I thought I was eating and then what I actually was.
Lauren, are you a secret eater?
Yes, I'm a secret eater.
Stephanie, are you a secret eater?
Yes, I am a secret eater.
Lauren and Stephanie have seen the extent of their secret eating and they've agreed to follow a healthy eating plan. Stephanie will need to make some changes to stick to her new diet of around 1,800 calories a day. She plans to cut back on the snacks and replace them with fruit and nuts. And she's ditching the junk food in favour of more wholesome, home-cooked meals. Lauren is going to have to change her habits and aim for 1,800 calories a day too. She's going to keep fuller for longer by adding whole grain pasta and brown rice into her diet. And cut back on the booze, choosing low-calorie versions when she does drink.
I now know what's good for me, what's bad for me, where I was going wrong.
I've kind of soaked up as much information as I can, and I'm ready now to put that into, into the hard work and lose some weight.
We're back making mischief in a high street in Sutton to find out if everything tastes better with chocolate.
Yeah, why not?
We're treating shoppers to chocolate-covered vegetables to see if the saying is true.
What about mashed potato with chocolate? Maybe that's a bit easier with false teeth.
I don't like mashed potato.
Oh dear.
That'll be a no then. But what about this guy?
Does it make you confused? A bit of a combination of flavours?
Yeah.
So in a good way or a bad way?
Yeah, good.
Will this chap be able to resist?
It's been so good. You know when you've
But
been
it is
so
good.
He's starting to melt.
Why didn't I put one in your backpack?
You could put one in my bag.
OK, thank you.
The power of chocolate has prevailed. So out of the 48 people surveyed, how many actually liked our chocolate-covered vegetables? 15, 25 or 35 people? The answer is 35 people. It might have only been a taste, but most of the public actually liked it. Willy Wonka would be proud. It seems we'll stop at nothing for a chocolate fix.
Quite a good idea, actually.
5 weeks ago, sisters Lauren and Stephanie told us they were mystified about how they've both put on 2 stone in 2 years.
I can't see where I'm eating the calories because it's not like I'm eating a lot of food.
To find the truth about what they're eating, we put cameras in their home and they were followed by private investigators.
She had a microwavable burger, crisps and chocolate.
Our surveillance revealed just how much food they were actually eating without ever consciously realising.
That's just disgusting, isn't it?
Let's see how life has changed for them. For Stephanie, her fast food binges are a thing of the past.
I mean, I haven't been to McDonald's and like takeaway and things like that for so long now. I definitely see a difference from the food I used to eat to the food I eat now.
She can now even find her way around a kitchen.
I cooked a shepherd's pie the other week, and that was my first ever attempt. Wasn't the best, but it was my first ever attempt, and it did look like a shepherd's pie, so that's the main thing.
Older sister Lauren is now not just counting the calories at home, she's doing it when she's out too.
Hi, can I order some food, please? I still go out 4 or 5 times a week, but I make a lot better choices now, and a lot of the time I won't drink at all. Just for me, now if I have a glass of wine, I'm like, oh, that's like 200 calories I've wasted.
The final weigh-in is still to come, but remember, it's not just Lauren and Stephanie's secret eating we've been spying on. It's time to access all areas in Glutton Nation. We're making mischief again with our hidden cameras. Today we're at Surrey University, where we're offering students a free lunch. It's easy to overeat and let yourself go when you don't have to foot the bill. So I wonder what strategies our salivating students will use to make the most of a free meal. On the menu is free lasagna and chips.
I've already had loads. It's free, man. It's free. Exactly.
This student's clearly studying engineering. Look at that structure he's making. And hey presto, there you have it, a double-decker leaning tower of the pasta. And we mustn't forget the chips, a supersized portion of course. This guy is a serial scooper who wants nothing more than a plate chocker with chips. The technique is a simple one. Once you start, you just don't stop. Are you sure you've got enough there, mate? This girl is a classic muncher on the move, making sure she has more room on her plate for more food. But why not have 2 plates instead of 1? This is known as the double disher method. Load up with twice as much and you could pretend it's for someone else. Well, when it comes to free food, we're all guilty of having too much. But remember, just because it's free, it doesn't mean we have to eat it all. Back in Essex, it's the moment of truth for Lauren and Stephanie. Since realising the extent of their secret eating, they've been following a healthy eating plan given to them by our dietitian. No matter what size, anyone can be a secret eater and benefit from being made aware of what they eat. But will it show on the scales? First up is Stephanie, who previously weighed 12 stone 6.
Oh, I've lost £6, 12 stone.
God, that's good.
Oh, excellent.
Well done.
I've lost £6 and I have gone down a dress size now. So obviously that really adds to my confidence of feeling really good.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Lauren previously tipped the scales at 12 stone 9.
Ooh, I'm 12 stone.
Oh, excellent.
That means I've lost £9.
Wow, well done.
Oh, well
That's
done.
really good.
My attitude to eating has completely changed, and I don't feel like I've been on a diet either. Imagine in a couple of months' time, like...
Bikinis.
Yeah. I think that's been the biggest surprise. It's like, actually, it is what you eat, not how much you eat.
Between them, these sassy sisters have managed to lose just over 1 stone in 5 weeks. This new way of living means Lauren has the London Marathon finishing line well within her sights.
I think eating healthy has really helped my energy levels, which in turn has helped my marathon training. My body is changing slightly and it's not as wobbly. I think it's still quite big, but it's tighter.
By making just subtle changes to their diets, Lauren and Stephanie can begin to look forward to a healthy, happier future.
I'm feeling really happy with kind of how I'm progressing and, yeah, knowing that I am losing weight. Yeah, I'm feeling very positive.
This is definitely a change for life for me and a new way of eating.